Okay, so we've coded every aspect of our page and we've added responsiveness to every element as well. At this point, it makes sense to kind of do a visual scan of our site at a couple different breakpoints to see if there's anything that we've missed that's obvious. So I'm going to maximize the site so we see it across our entire screen. And let's scroll down a little bit. So the slider looks good, spacing looks good up here. Scroll down a little bit. Now this quality section has a lot more margin to the top than it does to the bottom. I feel like I'd like to see this with a little bit less at the top and a little bit more at the bottom, kind of just equalizing this somehow. So I'm going to inspect this element and see where that space is coming from. So if I go up to our section here, our section is responsible for a bit of it. You can see the padding at the top and the bottom, but that part is equal. Part that's not equal is up here with the slideshow. So let's see where that's coming from. As we scroll down here, it looks like the margin is being set right here by flex slider. If we override that and we say margin bottom 0, then that takes us a little bit closer to what we want. Now that margin was probably set there originally by flex slider because the pagination appears below the slider, and what we've done is we've moved it up over the slider. So that gets us a little closer. Now it looks like the extra spacing is just within the section, and specifically it looks like our heading 2 here is adding some margin to the top. So let's try removing that. Let's say margin top equals 0. And now for our section, let's add a bit more to the top and to the bottom. So instead of padding being 25, let's try a padding of 50 pixels. And then we'll set 0 for the right and left. Okay, that is centered, looks a little bit better. I could see maybe wanting just a little bit more. Let's bump this up to 70, maybe 60. All right, now let's measure this with what we have in our mockup. Okay, in our mockup, it looks like there's a bit more. So let's adjust the styles here. Let's actually change this to 90, and let's flip between the mockup and the browser here. Okay, so that looks closer. So now let's commit these styles to our Sass. So I think in this case, what we want to do is take our heading 2 and our stacked hero section and perhaps always adjust the margin top to 0. For our other stacked hero sections, we're also going to want an equal amount of space on the top and the bottom, and that's going to be thrown off a bit by the additional margin from the heading. So let's adjust the styles of the stacked hero section title across the board. So I'm going to jump to that section by clicking it here in Chrome. Now again, we're able to do this because we have source maps enabled, which map the CSS files that get rendered to the lines in the Sass files that they correspond to. And we've also added sources into Chrome in order to allow us to edit files directly in Chrome. Okay, so here's our title, and let's set the margin top to 0. We'll save this, and now if we go back to our elements, we also wanted to adjust the padding on this section. So I highlighted that, and I'm going to go to the stacked hero section, which is in our stacked hero section.scss file. And here's where we're setting the padding. And I'm going to adjust this to be 90 pixels, and I'll save it. And now the final thing that we did, if I go back to the Elements tab, was we removed the margin on this slideshow. So what I'm going to do is jump to where we're setting the styles for our slideshow, and I'll add the margin bottom directly to that. I'll add it right here. I'll save it, and let's refresh in the browser. Okay, there we go. Now let's scroll down some more, and it looks like we're running into a similar problem here where we don't have the same amount of space on the top and the bottom. And if we inspect this, we can see that the problem again is the extra margin on the flex slider. So let's adjust the margin on the bottom for snippet slideshow. So I'm going to go to our snippet slideshow.scss file, and I'll add the margin here. Margin bottom 0. We'll save it and refresh in the browser. Okay, now we have equal spacing on the top and the bottom. I'm going to keep scrolling down, and it looks like our Contact Us section is good, and our footer looks good too. Now let's drop this down a bit to get a couple of our breakpoints to trigger, and let's check out the spacing one more time. I'm starting at the top and just scrolling down, seeing if there's anything that's off. Qualities looks good, written by our team looks good, Contact Us, and our footer dropped to 1 column. That looks good too. Let's go down even further. So I'm going to go to the point where our Contact Us form drops to having 2 lines here for the options. Let's scroll to the top and take a look down. Okay, looks good. Qualities goes to single column. Written by our team drops the navigation. contact us. Looks good. Now I think we could do with a little bit more space between these extra lines in this menu as it collapses down, but it's not bad the way it is.